Alright, we are back with another episode of the Atlanta Braves MLB The Show franchise. In this episode, we're going to simulate a couple games, get to the end of this month, and then I am thinking about making a trade, so we'll see what happens later on in the episode. So we'll start off from simming. Julio gets another win on the season, 9-1. See if Mike can get another win. His season is turning around a little bit. Oh, that's not good. Gave up a bunch of runs and got the loss. Alright, Dickey. Good outing there from Dickey. Ian Kroll is the one who gets the win, though. Aaron Blair's had a decent season so far. We will go ahead and simulate this game. Aaron Blair, go. He's back to 500 pitching record, 4-4, the 4 ERA. He got a lot of strikeouts there, but I'm sure he's got a decent amount of walks, too. Almost as many strikeouts as Julio. Sean Newcomb here. I believe we're going to go and do a quick manage game of Sean Newcomb's start. Why is he not fully... Oh, for some reason Sean Newcomb doesn't have full energy. But we're just going to go ahead with it. Leadoff double, not what we like to see there. And a 2-run home run. So starting off pretty bad here for Newcomb, but he gets out of the inning only giving up 2 runs. The bats need to get going here for the Braves, and a triple from Freddie Freeman is not enough to get a run on the board. Another 2-run home run given up by Sean Newcomb. Not looking too good here for the Braves. 1 out, 2 men on here. Bases loaded with Sean Newcomb up to bat. We're going to swing, see what happens. He strikes out, so he couldn't help himself out there. Ender Inciarte grounds into a fielder's choice, and that'll be that inning. So, Newcomb off to a terrible start so far. Hopefully he can get a couple more innings before he gives up some more runs. So the Braves do get their first run on the board, and then another run tries to score, but it's thrown out at home. So could have cut the lead in half, but only one is able to score. Newcomb gives up another run in the top of the 5th. And another one in the top of the 6th, and I'm going to go ahead and pull Newcomb. We're going to bring in Medlin as our long reliever. So 2 men on here for the Braves. Camargo up to bat, double play, and that'll end the inning. Medlin gives up a home run. Oh, man. Not looking too good here. We'll bring in our best reliever that we trust the most, Vizcaino. Walks home a run. 2-run score there. Not looking good here for the Braves. Down to the last 2 innings. We do get a run home there, 8-2. Another run scores, 8-3. Okay, we'll pinch hit here for our last inning. We'll go ahead and bring in Donis. No. Well, he's already in now, so might as well hit with him. Single there from Ender, last out. 2 men on here for Mitch Haniger. Lines out, and that'll be the game. So after that start, I'm going to go ahead and do something with Newcomb. He has had plenty of chances and not capitalizing. 3-9 record with almost a 7 ERA. Let's go look at our AAA and see who's doing good, who we can call up. Cole Minter isn't a starting role for some reason. Not 100% positive. But he is doing well, so we might bring up Cole Minter. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to send Newcomb down to AAA, go over here and bring Cole Minter up to the MLB, and now we will put Newcomb into this spot in AAA, and we'll bring in Luke Jackson as our 5th starter, because he's having a pretty decent season so far. And we will run with a 4-man rotation plus a reliever as a 5th starter. He does have the stamina to be a starter, as he was a starter before he moved to the bullpen, so that'll be decent there. We'll go ahead and we'll wait until the end of this month before we go through and check stuff. So Julio gets another start here. A win, but no decision for Julio. Alright, so we got a trade offer here from the Orioles. Check and see what they want to do. They want to get Tyler Flowers, who is having a decent season for a catcher. See his stats right here. 237, 300 on base percentage. It's pretty decent. They want to give us a third baseman, Jomar Reyes. That's a decent looking player. Growing pretty decently. Doesn't have the fielding, but can also play first base. Looks like he has potential to have nice power and contact. See, so if we make this trade, we do not have a catcher, which will be a problem. They also have a catcher on the DL with a broken foot, so that's probably why they're trying to make this trade. Tyler Flower is the younger of our two catchers. We might make that trade and call up somebody just to play. We have Rio Ruiz as our own third base prospect. And honestly, looking at stats, they're pretty much the same player. We're just trading for a little bit more youth here. And I think that we're just going to go ahead and keep Rio because he has better fielding. Also, 67 overall. And this guy's only a 64. So we're going to go ahead and decline this trade. There's a tempting offer there from the Orioles, but we're not going to make it. Mike here with the start. I'd like to see that start or a win with Mike Fulgenevich starting. So we'll go ahead and send these next 3 games. R.A. Dickey gets a loss. Aaron Blair gets a win. And Luke Jackson first start for the team. We get a win. So decent month there from the Braves after a terrible month here. And well, this was technically our bad month. Decent month here, decent month here. So looks like the season is turning around a little bit. Only 10 games under 500. So Burgos had a good season or a good month. Colby Allard had a good month. Rio Ruiz batted great. Demerit decent. Sam Freeman. Soroka had a tough month. So we'll go ahead and check what's happening here. Some decent growth, like what Ender's doing. Markakis, 33 years old. He might be on his way out of Atlanta in the next couple of minutes. So Freddie balling out. Like to see that from Freddie. Mitch Haniger, decent. Dropped off a little bit since we made the trade for him, but I'm sure he'll be alright. Matt Adams also dropping. He might be on his way out as well. Tyler Flowers showing us why we kept him around. So Dansby, 253. I like to see that from him. Johan Camargo struggling a little bit, 202. Danny Santana. Ozzy Albies, 235, struggling a little bit, but stats growing. He's growing. That's decent there. And we will check our pitchers real quick. Julio, great season so far. Couldn't ask for more. Mike is 2-7 with a 5.8 ERA. Terrible season for Mike Fulgenevich. R.A. Dickey, can't really expect much. He's 42 years old. And then Aaron Blair is having a heck of a season so far. Edwin Diaz, made the trade for him. 3.38 ERA, wish that'd be a little bit lower. See how many, only 4 blown saves, so we're good there. Jim Johnson has 5 blown saves and probably half the attempts to save. So, go ahead and check our prospects down here. Acuna was batting 300, I think, last time we checked, so he's dropped off a little bit. Dustin Peterson doing great. We'll go ahead and check the batters down here too. Kevin Mayatam, like to see that, growing good. Travis Demerit is raking down there. And we will go check our pitchers. Newcomb in his 1 start had 4 innings with 3. Well, he probably gave up 1 run, most likely. No relievers standing out here. And then great work from our youth down here in AA. Like to see that. Nobody with the terrible ERA. Bryce Wilson struggling a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be alright. And since the month is over, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to look at the trading block. And I know a player that we're going to try to attempt to get. I don't know if he's on the trade block or not, but I'm sure the team that he's on would like to trade him because they're most likely struggling. Probably like to get some more talent for him. So we're gonna go ahead and check and see standings. I am like looking to make a trade for somebody on the Athletics, and they are doing awful. So let's see if we can give them a trade offer here for one of their better players. I'm gonna go ahead and go, and you may have guessed it by now, but we are going to attempt to make a trade for Chris Davis, the power hitting left fielder of the Athletics. So we would have to give up Markakis here. And also, I believe we're going to have to give up Matt Adams. And I've been looking to trade Jim Johnson. Perfect spot to throw him in there. So we're giving up 3 decent players, decent MLB veterans, for 1 power hitting outfielder. Great power against both sides. Only hit 12 home runs this season, but also has pretty decent discipline, so he can get on base with walks. Fielding isn't too good, but we would solidify our outfield for the future here if we get Chris Davis, Mitch Haniger, and Ender Inciarte. So that is what we are looking to do here. We will offer the trade, and they accept. So now we have a void to fill where Matt Adams played, but we did get power back. So we will put Haniger up in the 2 spot for everyday play. And then I do want Chris Davis to hit cleanup and play in I'm gonna play him in right field, and we're gonna put Mitch Haniger in left. So like what we see there. Now Freddie Freeman can go back to first base every day since we don't have to play Matt Adams at first. And then that leaves a spot at third base versus righties. And I believe we are going to play we could play Adonis Garcia every day, or we could put Danny Santana in. Oh, nope, he can't play third. So it's going to be Brandon Phillips for now. Yeah, I like that. So Brandon Phillips will finally get some everyday play, or at least a platoon spot. And then we'll go ahead and use Danny Santana as our designated hitter there. But so here's a new lineup. Got a great power hitter here. He is Cole. Mitch Haniger, great contact hitter in the 2-hole. Ender, great contact leading off, and Freddie Freeman, probably our best player all around. Well, there's no doubt he's our best player all around in the 3-hole. So we did lose a relief pitcher, and we do need to bring up somebody to be on the bench. So let's see, we got any place he can play. Catcher, infield, outfield. We can pretty much bring up anybody for depth. We're gonna go check and see who's doing good. Dustin Peterson might be a good shout to get a call up. I think Jace Peterson's probably the most likely because he does have MLB experience already. Can play everywhere in the infield. Sean Kazmir also can play everywhere in the infield. But yeah, I believe it's going to be Jace Peterson. We're going to look for somebody to call up we'll call up Pache. No, actually we're going to call up Demerit. Okay, so we're going to do Travis Demerit to AAA. And then we're going to do shortstop Jace Peterson up to the MLB. I'll have to play him on the 40-man roster. And that looks like, we do need to bring up a pitcher here from AAA. So we will bring up, need a reliever here. We'll bring up Burgos. Alright. So Burgos gets the call up to the MLB. Nope, he was already on the 40-man roster, so we'll just move him up. And then I believe we'll move Whistler back to triple. He was struggling there, but he'll be alright there for now. And then our AA team does need more players. So we'll check our single A roster. Call up Cabrera to AA. And I think we need a position player. We'll call up Connor Lyon to AA. So, do have a new roster. Start of a new month. we'll go ahead and play this game against Oakland, who we just made a trade with, in the next episode. So I will see y'all guys on the flip. Peace.